Hi all, welcome to our new video. In today's video, we are talking about three subjects. The first one is Trump has won the election for the 47th presidential election. This is the second time. Yeah, no. Let us examine how this term is going to be US and world.
Yeah. So Trump has won the election. Won the election meaning, it is yet to be officially declared. That will happen only in December 17th or so. And the oath and the taking charge will happen on January 28th, 2025. Now, it's very clear that Trump has won the election. He has got around 300, and the requirement is 270 electoral votes out of 538. He got around 294, 300, and the peculiarities. One of the peculiarities that he won the popular vote as well as the electoral vote. See, normally the popular vote doesn't matter in the selection of the person, but that is also there actually. But mostly, what happens, what used to happen in the U.S. election is that the president who wins the electoral votes don't get the popular votes, the majority in the popular votes. It is the other way. So, for example, when Trump won against Hillary, Hillary got the majority popular votes. And likewise, when Trump won, Joe Biden won against Trump, Trump got more popular votes than Joe Biden. But the electoral votes was in favor of Joe Biden. So, but this is one of the rarest times, that both when Trump has got majority in electoral votes as well as the popular votes. Some of the other peculiarities also we would examine. One is that he is the oldest president ever to won the election, 78 years. Another thing is he is the second in the U.S. election history to win non-consecutive second time. Okay, consecutive second times, many are there, but in 19th century Grover won, and then after that it is Trump who is one. He lost the election to Joe Biden the last time, and then now he has come back and won it. And another peculiarity of this election is that the election result is that he has got majority in Congress also. This is also one of the. I mean, most of the times what happens, the president, the party of the president elect won't have a majority in the Congress, the parliament, which comprises of House of Representatives and Senate, and it becomes very difficult for those presidents to bills passed, and and make changes in laws, and a lot of problems. Now, Trump will have a easy time, at least for a couple of years, when the election to Congress is due. That he will have a good. I mean, he will. It will be easy for him to get bills passed, and make sure that whatever he promised actually will be implemented. Because the economic reforms he has promised, because America has about $34 trillion debt at the moment, and it has a very huge deficit, fiscal deficit, and it's railing under inflation and unemployment. And one of his slogans is that making America great again. So Trump will be focusing on making the economy America regain the economy, or the economy of America regain its glory, and they will be focusing more on China, on both fronts, on the economic fronts as well as the military fronts or the defense fronts. And that is one of the reasons that Marco Polo is appointed as the Secretary of State of Trump's administration. And because he is a Chinese cow. So, what will happen in the other fronts is the immigration, border security, and visa administration. See, Trump, as we know, is a nationalist. He will do everything for the good of the country, for the U.S. And immigration, the illegal immigration, stopping illegal immigration, deporting illegal immigrants, and making sure that the visas are restricted, and making sure that the trade deficit is controlled by imposing tariffs on imports and making restrictions on import of goods and services for other countries, particularly US, and all would happen. So this is what he will be doing for India, USA, and this is what it will impact the other countries, China, India, and other European countries, and so on. So and also, what he one of the other promises is that of stopping war in Ukraine, and also negotiating a solution for the Middle East crisis, and to and ensure that World War III doesn't happen. These were all his statements during the election campaign and otherwise. So let that happen. It's good for the peace of this world, and also it's good that he controls the economy of US, because 34 billion. With 34 billion debt, it is likely many people believe that US will go to a recession, a deep recession, and that recession will impact the entire world. Actually, it's not just the US. So let that not happen. Let them review US economy, so the world will be safe economically, and as well as in terms of peace. Now, what see, the administration now is going to be. I mean, you see, very serious. The way he has picked up the people for his administration, like he has brought in Elon Musk, and along with Vivek Ramaswamy to man a new department of government efficiency. All talks about is seriousness in bringing some good things, or bringing some value to the American life and the economy.
By the way, see, we knew that Elon Musk is a close association with Trump. Is it going to be for good or bad?
Yeah, so we all know that Trump was in very. I mean, Trump was a strong supporter of Trump. I mean, Musk was a strong supporter of Trump during this election. He invested a lot of money, used this platform X, the erstwhile Twitter, like anything. He himself was doing campaign on the platform for Trump, and he participated in his rallies, and so I mean he was very much a supporter, and he did a lot for Trump's success. And now, as we said, they have created a new department called Department of Government Efficiency, short named as DOGE. So DOGE, DOGE coin is a cryptocurrency promoted by Elon Musk, and maybe that's the reason that the same name is actually used over here. So this Doji will be headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, an Indian origin Republican candidate. So he was actually one of the candidate for Republican nomination, and he and then ultimately Trump got the nomination. So there, see, this department is not. It's an advisory department. It is not a statutory department. But the idea behind this department is to eliminate waste, reduce waste, meaning waste in the sense the money going drain, the taxpayers' money going drain, by way of waste, and it can, and also they say there are a lot of regulations which are old enough, which are not relevant, and which is very old. They have to be revamped. They have to be revisited, and new laws and new regulations have to be drafted, and there are a lot of innovation processes involved, and there are a lot of unwanted jobs there in various departments with the administration and so on. So this is one way is good. A lot of other countries also can emulate that. If become successful, because they will be running. They both are entrepreneurs and they will be running this like a corporation. I mean corporate company. But a country is not a corporate company. The companies are always aiming for profitability. But countries are not for profit. It is for the welfare of the people, for the good of the people. So by cutting jobs, by eliminating, say, welfare schemes, security schemes, and freebies and all, a lot of poor people and common people would be affected. And Elon Musk and Trump are ultra rightists actually. So Elon Musk, for example, does a lot of things he does to technology benefits the people around the world, human peoples. But whether he cares, humanity is a different thing. I don't think that he cares for humanity. I mean, whether he cares for the welfare of the poor people or the common people and all. So let us wait and see. But there is also an appreciation. See, there will be a lot of things good happening because this cutting this I mean wastage of money and eliminating corruption, eliminating all these things is good for the country, good for everybody, and it will ultimately benefit the common people also. But at the same time, there are apprehensions that Elon Musk must be vying for the presidency in the next term, and the Trump's this is actually the last time for Trump. So, and people has an appreciation that if he becomes a president, so how the US would be run and how that would impact the world as a whole. So let's see what happens during Trump's time. Then we will get a indication as to what would happen if Trump becomes president at all.
Okay. So the next topic is about Adani. What is issue for Adani in US?
Yeah. So the issue is simple actually. See, U.S. judicial courts and SEC, which is the counterpart of SEBI in India, which controls stock exchanges and listed companies. So they have issued. I mean, the judicial court has issued a charge sheet to Adani Green, the company which is producing solar energy, that on few charges, for few charges, including uh, providing false information, misleading the government bodies and the SEC and all in the US, and cheating the public by accepting funds from the US public, US investors, and financial institutions through issuing bonds and so on. See now why they do that is there is a history behind that, because they say that this company, Adani Green Company, was promoted for producing solar energy, and they had an agreement with Solar Energy Corporation of India, which is an, a government company, which would buy solar energy from Adani Green and then would sell to the states, various states. But that didn't happen because states were not buying from them because the price was high. So Adani resorted to bribing officials in various states. So they bribed various people to the extent of 2,000 crores, and the benefit would be about 20,000 crores. Because of that. And after that, many states signed agreement to buy solar energy from Solar Energy Corporation of India, and the judicial court, U.S. judicial federal judicial court, alleges that they have done bribes, and American federal system doesn't allow a company to receive investment from public when they have bribed officials in other countries. So that's the reason they have issued it. And SEC also has sent summons to Adani to give explanation to these allegations. Now, what would happen in this is, they, if proven correct, um, they would blacklist all Adani companies. They would not do any business with them. Adani would not be able to raise any funds from them. They would not be able to do any business with them in the US, and many other countries will follow suit. Kenya has actually withdrew a contract with Adani Group, and they would, I mean, and many, and it would become difficult for other Indian companies to raise fund from US, if this is going to be proved correct. Now, for Adani, this would be a big setback because, see, Adani's business is more of infra. So infra business has a lot of gestation period, meaning, upfront investment will start bringing cash flow and profit after a long number of, many years actually. After many years, it won't happen in 1 or 2 years. It takes 10 to 20 years actually to really bring the cash flow from the business. So now, till that time, they need funds to operate, and they need cheap funds. See, otherwise, if it is the fund is expensive, then the project will not be profitable. And at the same time, if they don't get funds, many of their development activities and developments and advancements will not happen. See, for example, see, Indian loans are expensive. US loans are cheap compared to India. So if they don't have the access to US loans, then they would have to resort to expensive loans, which would actually dent their profitability. And also, it would actually create a scarcity of funds. Actually. For example, this would even affect our Vizhinjam ports, second phase expansion. So this is what it is, and let's see. Adani has not accepted that they have done it. They say that it's all allegation, until and unless it is proven, he's still innocent, sort of thing. Anyway, so let's see. Let's see what happens.
Okay. The other topic is, what is the current status of Indian stock market?
Yeah, so we made few videos on that too actually. So we have seen from the peak in the last week of September, the stock market has been sliding and it has lost about 11% or so in the in till the last session. I mean the list Thursday till Thursday, for example. And we cited a lot of reasons for that. One is the financial the foreign portfolio investors or foreign financial institutions withdrawing money from Indian market and investing in US and in Chinese market for multiple reasons, because they feel that because of the stimulus of the government and the central government stimulus to the companies, especially the real estate companies in China, their economy will boost, and the valuation will be better after their investment. and also they feel that in Indian stocks are overvalued, whereas the Chinese market is undervalued. So that's one of the reasons they are withdrawing. That still continues actually, and another reason, of course, are the geopolitical issues like Ukraine war, the Middle East crisis emerging, the escalation, expected escalation, the crude oil price increasing, inflation, and Q2 underperformance of the countries and the companies in India and so on. Okay, but the one surprisingly on last Friday, the market became bullish and it surged by about 2000. Census surged by about 2000 points, around 2000 points, and Nifty surged by about 500 points actually. So there was no change except that U.S. markets and Asian markets actually did well. They surged, and unemployment numbers actually decreased for US. Other than that, nothing much has happened. But one reason could be that the exit polls, which predicted the sweep of Maharashtra and Jharkhand by BJP, would have made that sentiment for the market. Okay, so now many predicted that this slide would go till end of this year and then it would make a correction and come back. But now that Friday it has happened this way, so let's see what happens in the next week, the next session, and the next week. And we don't know actually what would happen. So let's wait and watch.
So, what do the assembly election in Maharashtra and Jharkhand indicate?
See, it's very see in both states actually the existing party retained the rule. Okay, MBA in Maharashtra and India alliance in Jharkhand. Now, but in Maharashtra, it was a landslide victory for NDA, and especially for BJP, it was very crucial because they didn't get an absolute majority themselves, but they almost reached to that number, which means now it would be difficult for the Shinde and Ajit Pawar factions to bargain much like they did in the earlier tenure. So, but see what had happened to India Munnani is that India Alliance is that they don't know. See, they're doing something wrong actually. See, India Alliance won 31 seats out of 48 Lok Sabha seats in the last election, and they became lethargic actually. To be frank, they thought that's it, and this would repeat on its own. They don't have to do anything, and they didn't do anything actually. They were all fighting each other. They were all discussing about the seat divisions, and that's it. They didn't work. Nobody worked on the ground. Nobody did a proper election campaign. Nobody did anything on the ground level. So that showed up. And that is what has happened in the recent elections like Haryana also. For example, see, Congress, Rahul is a good person, but I don't know whether he is a real strategist, who can actually think through and, take decisions on, what to do best for the alliance actually. So, how the seats have to be divided. So, see, sometimes what happens, they are so adamant in not giving some seats to other countries and they go away. See, it has happened with AAP, it has happened with BSP and so on. So, this cost a lot of seats actually. Sometimes, it looks like, they are doing a lot of foolish things actually in the entire management of elections. So, see, this way, if they do, I don't think they can any time win the election from BJP. BJP didn't do well in the last Lok Sabha election, but they are actually making correction. They're changing the strategy. They're finding new ways actually. So just see, Maharashtra how they overturned the table. So they lost. They got only 17 seats out of 48, and now how they got two-third majority in the assembly election. That's it. So it's time for it's a long, it's overdue. It's overdue for India alliance to uh, take stock of the things.
Okay. The last topic is, what is the new news about Sanju Samson? Actually, we did two, three
Yeah,
video
yes, yes.
about Sanju Samson,
Yeah,
no?
we did few videos on Sanju Samson, how BCCA was not doing justice to him. And it's a fact actually. They didn't do justice and that we are seeing now. In the 2024, he scored 3 centuries in T20. And that's a record. And in 2024, he scored the most runs for India. That's another thing. So see that last 10 years, he was either see in the World Cup also he was selected, but he was benched. He was never allowed to play even a match. So they were it was never given an opportunity. See, they would give one match, and then if he doesn't do well, then he would be benched. That is one, and he would not be taken for many years. 10 years they were doing that actually. See, just imagine. See, if he was given more chances, more consistent chances, how he would have become a much great player than this. Actually, the last few seasons, see, he scored one. He scored a century in South Africa in ODI. Then after that, he scored a century in against Bangladesh, so T20. Then against South Africa T20. Then two deaths. So it was if it was earlier, he would have been dropped. But the third and the next match, he scored a century. So see, that is what See, no, I mean, see, he's an impact player. He's a player who plays for the country. Meaning, he won't waste. T20, each ball is important. So he won't waste balls. Meaning, he will score runs or he will give that balls to somebody else. Meaning, so he doesn't play T20 like ODI or ODI like Test. He plays T20 like T20. So this is many people say that this is Sanju too, and because Gautam Gambhir is giving a lot of support in T20, he is getting a lot of support from Surya Kumar, who is the captain, and hopefully he has a much better record in ODI than T20, but he is still not considered for the championship trophy, and this is really bad actually. So he should be. He has the technique. He's not a slogger. He's a player with techniques. So he should be given chance to play in Test too. So let's see. Maybe at least in T20, I don't think they will throw him away like they used to do earlier, and let's say he will get more chances in all formats, and he expressed his desire to play Test, and let him. He's already 30, and he has only few more years. Like his father said, we. I mean, I mean, it was whether it was appropriate or not, I don't know, but it's a fact that his 10 years were wasted by different people, the BCCA and coaches and captains. Yeah. So let's wish him all the best.
Thank you so much for watching our video. Please support us. We will be back soon.
Yeah. Thank you for watching us. It's a very long video. Let's thank you.
Thank you.